And as always, we're going to be looking for accurate context, good risk management, and always exercising good patience.
Anytime you're talking about fundamentals in a market and direction, fundamentals take a little bit of time to play out.
We got crude oil today, kind of trading yesterday's value area really nicely, low to high.
That's what we're here for, is to put ourselves in the best success. A trading routine does that, builds that habit, lets you know what to work on, what to reflect on, and what to improve on the next day.
Good morning. Welcome to the market forecast for Thursday, April the 7th. I'm John Hoagland. Thanks for trusting me with your time. Hopefully, if you're in the markets already, things are going your way. Hopefully, you're feeling positive, not only financially, but spiritually, mentally, and emotionally. Welcome all friends and family. As always, we're going to be seeking accurate context, thinking about good risk management, and practicing good patience. 7:30 this morning, the jobless claims numbers came out. Initially, they were 202 last week. They were looking for 200,000 this week. They came out much lower at 166,000. However, the continuing jobless claims were considerably higher than expected. They were looking for 1,311,000. Came out 1,523,000. Not much of a reaction from our markets this morning. Other than the jobless claims numbers, we are looking for some speeches from some of the talking feds, Janet Yellen included. That's at 9:30 this morning. About the same time, the nat gas numbers are due out. As far as what's on traders' minds today, on top of everything else, well, U.S. stock indices are mixed this morning, looking like they're going to be opening what we used to call on the trading floor sharply steady. The U.S. And pretty much the rest of the world are looking at tightening monetary policy, while China is looking at loosening. Their economy slipped into retraction in March. Apparently, they're looking to support that. Crude prices are consolidating below $100 a barrel after the downside rout, after the surprise boost in inventories that came out yesterday, according to the EIA, as well as other factors. As usual, please hit the lucky like button. Share, comment, question, feedback, and heckling are always welcome. And make sure that you hit the lucky like, and make sure that you subscribe to our YouTube channel, so you can get notifications when we do go live. Today, it's Thursday. It's Make Hoag Money Day. Make Hoag Money. Here is the link to register. Right after the market forecast, we're going to go into a Zoom room. Some folks are going to be able to talk. We're all going to be able to contribute. You guys are going to make me money today, and I'm fully expecting a positive day from you today. We're going to have some fun. We're going to look at the markets. We're going to talk about the markets. We're going to vote on some trades if there are any. So bring your trade ideas. If you have trade ideas, raise your hand. You're going to be able to speak. We're going to talk. We're going to take a look. Hopefully we'll have some time before the open, of course, to make some, to look at things and see what things are looking like, and then we'll see what we can find. Good morning, everybody. VIX this morning was up slightly at $22.27. The dollar index was down slightly at 99.53 after putting up a new 52-week high in the overnight session. Markets don't like to leave all-time highs in overnight sessions, or even recent highs in overnight sessions. The yield on the 10-year up slightly at 2.6%. Good morning to everybody. Dan Trader is first in the room. You win the prize today. Dan Zachary, good to see you. Shaw from Thailand. Hot, humid Thailand. I could use some hot and humid around here. It's about 40 degrees here in Chicago. Spencer, good morning. Scott Saw and he conquered. Tachyon, good morning. Brody, hello from the Olympic Peninsula. My brother Tom, I love you, buddy. Chilling with Dylan, talking feds. Tom likes the talking feds. Theo, good morning. Vince, it is a great day to go fishing. They are all great days to go fishing. Love the positivity. Terry, Luis, Isaac, Marcelo, Jeff, Luis, Fishing looks better today. Devont, Bill, good morning. Waking up in California. Frederico, good morning. Expediter Dean, Simon, Manuel Caesar, Zachary, Jay Crockett, good morning. Devont, I have a feeling the ES is so balanced overnight. Fed speaking at 2 p.m. Eastern could be fairly quiet until then. You may be right. We did a little bit of a rest in these markets. Trading Research, good morning, Sarah Hall. Thanks for the dawn. Thanks for the prayers, and thanks for the love. Three Lions Insight, good morning. Glitter Sandwich, good morning. Stephen J. Surin, and good morning to everybody. Don't be afraid to say hello. There's no spelling that's going to be graded, nor any grammar is going to be graded. Just say hello. Rusty Golfer, David, good day. Nico, good day. All right. We've got the Make Hope Money today, and I don't want to rush through the charts, but I do want to get through everything. Here's Lacey. Lacey says hello. Lacey says good morning. You want to come up, say hi? Come on. Lacey. Here's Lacey. She's got dirty feet. It's been very wet and rainy, so she got dirty feet, but that's okay. Okay. All right, I gotta go to work. Okay. Thank you. Good to see you. All right, let's jump into the charts and see what we see. Let me get set up on everything here. We'll start. Hey, stop that. She keeps moosing my hand off the mouse. Okay. Starting with the daily in crude. Let's take a look. Lacey, everybody says good morning, and you're beautiful. Okay. The daily in the E-mini S&Ps. Just thinking about what we did yesterday, the downside structure is intact. I was looking for a little bit more open interest coming in. Good morning, my brother Rick. Love you. I got my brother Daryl and my other brother Daryl here. Yeah, make sure she doesn't do that when you're about to open a position. You're right, Simon. That could be a mess. So back to the S&Ps. Downside structure is intact. Volume was higher on that downside move yesterday, which is usually expected. The market usually brings in more volume on the downside than it does on the upside. However, the open interest was a little bit weak. We only added 3,000 in open interest yesterday. I'm a little bit disappointed in that if I'm going to be expecting the market to continue this move to the downside. The suggestion that there may be a hangover day, a rest day, a inside day, a range day, I believe is a valid hypothesis for us today. Lacey seems to disagree, but that's okay. Let's take a look at the 30-minute chart and see what we see. Lacey girl. So settlement is 44.75.75. Lacey, stop that. People walking by with a dog. Come on, girl. Good girl. So where was I? Do we have any overnight inventory? No, we don't. We got too short. We got too long. We're right back where we started the overnight session. No overnight inventory. We're in range. We're in value. We're right near settlement. No major changes in the perception of value of the S&Ps. I'm going to be trying to stay patient today. We've looked at both sides. We've got an inside day in extended trading hours, an inside day in regular trading hours, and we're trading in the middle here. Okay, so I'm going to try and stay patient. I'm going to try and let the market establish the initial balance. The initial balance is the first hour of the regular trading hour. That's going to put us up to 9:30 when Janet Yellen starts speaking. So when Yellen starts yelling, there may be some opportunities, maybe not involved with anything she says, but I'm going to be looking for the market to establish a range, and I'm going to focus on the extent, the extremes of that range early in this session today. Now, As we always say, our acronym here is ACH. Anything can happen. All we're doing is looking at the current context of the market. The context is to the downside. It's giving signals of a downside digestion. Nothing tremendous to worry about there, and we may find better trade locations as the day goes on. Just thinking about what we're looking at here on Make Hold Money, we don't have to take a trade. We can decide to set something up for later on. We can watch and see if something presents itself as the day goes on. And the incredibly smart people that are showing up to this may have better ideas than I do, and that makes me happy. That makes me happy when you see something that I don't and we can profit from it. Wonderful. But again, where are we? We haven't really moved from yesterday. Starting to get a little bit of a push to the downside, but again, we're inside value, inside range in regular and extended trading hours. I'm going to be patient. Better trade locations may come as the day goes on. Let's take a look at crude oil now, and maybe we can catch that opening range trade. So crude, we've been watching this coiling activity. Okay, we've got a pennant formation that we broke out of yesterday. Was it impressive? We brought in some volume, not huge. We did add 21,000 estimated open interest on this push to the downside. We are now using that trend line, which was assumed to be supportive, as resistant. We traded up to it in the overnight session. We were unable to hold above it. We are currently relatively even as far as inventory is concerned. Below the trend line, there's potential for continuation. The weekly kickoff low is a barrier to that. It would be a pretty decent opportunity for us to get even down to that weekly kickoff low, which is 94.50. We're trading 97 quarter right now. That's a pretty good move if we were able to catch something like that. Not suggesting that that's what's going to happen. Taking a look at the 30-minute chart. We have a late spike, okay? It's a little bit in question as to where the base of the late spike is. The market was pretty much downside all day yesterday. It's almost like a double distribution trend day. We have single TPOs from here to here with very little volume and very little time, but it looks like we're going to be opening before what I'm looking at as the base of the late spike. It's not the base down here. I'm looking at the base as being up here. We've got this low and this low, which are weak. And this is where the market really started to, I think, accelerate to the downside. So I'm looking at the base of the late spike at 98.36. That could be right. That could be wrong. Okay. The base of the late spike might actually be down here, 97.61 approximately. The low of this bar right here is 97.65. Doesn't really matter because it looks like we're going to be opening in the late spike. If we keep opening the late spike, I'm going to continue to look for opportunities to sell strength if we get that chance. We've got some overnight longs here that are currently being reconciled. It's always going to be a challenge to find our way into these markets. So there's a couple of different levels to look at. This 97, 61, 62, 63 area, and then this area up here where we have the acceleration to the downside. The market comes back to recheck that low. That's kind of a weak area. And then we see the continuation of the downside. We have an overnight stab down below yesterday's regular and extended trading hour range. See if we can't catch the opening range here. Kind of itching to move along because we've got make hold money today. Yeah, we'll call it we'll make Lacey money today. Everybody's dogs and cats are freaking out. Lacey says it's an outside reversal. Hey, Dan, how are you? Tom, Mickey Man. My dogs are now barking. Thanks for popping in and saying hi, Mickey Man. Ray, Jerry is awake. Good morning. So here's the opening range. We're below range. We're below value, in range, adjusting overnight inventory. Here's the 1 minute and the opening range. This opening range has been so substantial lately, it's been inhibitive to try and trade. 15, we got 30 plus tick opening range here. Make Lacey treats. There you go. She's sitting on my feet. Continuing, expanding. All right. So I'm just going to move on here. I don't see that there's any great opportunity in the opening range here. Watch, that's going to prove me wrong. Every time I say something like that, I get proved wrong. We're going to move on and we're going to check out the Nasdaq now. We'll go back and take a look and see what kind of opportunity that opening range provided for us. I've been avoiding it in the crude oil because it has been overall very large and difficult to trade. The Nasdaq. Okay, similar to the S&Ps. Let's start here with the daily, a little further outlook. Weekly kickoff low already in play in the Nasdaq. Okay, we've got the close below at 14,505. Weekly kickoff low 14,527. Volume was better in the Nasdaq than it was in the S&Ps. We added 5,900 estimated in open interest. There's money coming into the short side. Where was I? That weekly kickoff low is going to be somewhat pivotal today, 14,527. I'm cautious to say that because if it becomes magnetic and we look at it as a long above and short below opportunity, it can get us chopped up pretty good. We're inside extended trading hours. We're inside regular trading hours in the Nasdaq as well. Let's take a look at the 30-minute. There you go. Overnight inventory. No, it's already been reconciled. We've looked lower. We've looked higher. Weekly kickoff level seems to be inanimate right now. It may become more important as the day or the weeks go on. But we're in the middle of range. We're in the middle of value. Again, I'm going to try and stay patient. I'm going to wait for the initial balance, that first hour of trade, to establish itself, and I'm going to focus on those extremes for early opportunities. Again, I don't see that there's any reason to get in any rush to get into anything at this time. Of course, anything can happen. ACH, that's our acronym, and we live by it. Anything can happen. We're going to trade what we see when it comes to make Lacey treats. All right. Gold. How long can we go from west to east? It's early. The sun's in our eyes. We're heading east. Looks like we've got a dirty windshield because it's very difficult to see what to do in this market. Continuing in short time frame control, imbalance, west to east, sideways, whatever you want to call it. Short time frame levels may be respected. We did add 4,300 in open interest yesterday. Volume has been holding up relatively well. I'm really looking forward to when there is a change in this market state because it's liable to create a pretty decent opportunity if we can catch it. We got to throw our line in the water at the right time. Here's the 30-minute chart. Tuesday, Wednesday, today, settlements. Like yesterday's settlement, 1923.10. Testing down to it in the overnight, also still maintaining most of the time above this 1924 level. You're looking at it on the daily chart again here. There's been opportunity to trade below that level, but not one daily bar in the last 3 weeks has been able to close below that level. I find that very interesting. Where are we? Well, are we holding some overnight longs? Not really. I mean, we started the overnight right here. We're maybe holding some overnight longs, but again, we're still in range. We're still in value. We're still in short time frame control. Yesterday's opportunity up near the previous day's point of control proved to be the best trade location of the day. Where's our best trade location of the day going to be today? Is it going to be 1924? Is it going to be value low? How about the overnight high? We don't know. Just look for opportunities to take cheap trades. Anything I do in gold today, it has got to be cheap. Opening in range and in value, let the opening rate, the initial balance establish itself before trying to get involved. And I'm going to be very cheap on the extremes of that initial balance, whether it's a fade back into the initial balance or a breakout above. I'm not going to allow myself to risk a lot because I don't see a big opportunity here. Of course, ACH, anything can happen, and usually does. Euro, got everything stuck on the 30-minute here. So we drove down and accepted below weekly kickoff low 2 days ago. Yesterday, we just spent some time down below that. Today, we are still spending some time below that. But where are the sellers? Where are the buyers? We just seem to be in a digestive state down here, basically maintaining price below weekly kickoff low, which leads me to believe that there's an acceptance of lower pricing. Yesterday, adding 1,700 in open interest on a slightly higher volume day. So that there's something important that happened yesterday. Is it going to be that acceptance of lower pricing, and are we going to continue to the downside? This and many other answers in As the Market Turns. 30-minute overnight mixed, in range, in value, patience, major inflection level in the weekly kickoff low right here, 10950. So holding largely below it, taking a look at it as we've opened up here. Is that going to be resistance? Is that going to be our best trade location of the day? Are we waiting for the initial balance to establish itself here at 8:30 before trying to get involved? You sound like a little bit like a broken record because so many of these markets are kind of shaping up in range-bound days, inside value, telling us basically, well, let's just wait and see what happens and find better trade location as the day goes on. The 10-year, we broke out below weekly kickoff low. We accepted down below weekly kickoff low on higher volume, but we lost 34,000 in open interest. Not a huge loss in open interest for the 10 years, but we are still continuing to hold price down below that level. Is this going to be the calm after the storm? We're going to just digest down here for a little while is certainly a valid hypothesis for us. A little conflicting information yesterday with that open interest and volume. Let's take a look at the 30. We're going to be trading what we see here. So again, we have the test of weekly kickoff low, finding some resistance in that neighborhood, pushing price back to reconcile overnight inventory to the long side, bringing us right back into, guess what? Value. Patience, my friends. Inside value, there's very little perception of change in the perception of value change in the 10 years right now. It's going to change. When and where? I'll be looking for opportunities. We just extended our overnight low here to the downside. It might be an interesting area to go fishing for us down here, and then weekly kickoff low another area of interest to look for fish, because that's what we're here to do. We are here to catch fish. Nat gas. Oops. Here's the daily. So the upside structure remains healthy, overlapping the higher range yesterday on higher volume and a 10,000 contract increase in open interest, still indicating coming into this market. The upside auction is still indicating a healthy heartbeat, if you will. Today we've got an inside extended trading hour range and an inside regular trading hour range. Are these markets going to set it for just a little bit of a chill today? Are we a little hungover from yesterday? Certainly seems that way. Here's the 30-minute chart. Overnight inventory was long. We've already kind of reconciled that straight back to settlement. Which is just a little bit off here. It's a little bit lower. Close enough for rock and roll, though. So we're kind of holding inside yesterday's range, below value, in range. Overnight low looks like an interesting spot for an execution. We've got lows here. We've got lows here. We've got settlements right next to each other. Looks like an interesting spot. Trading in the overnight back to point of control from yesterday. This is a market that appears to be falling into short time frame control, at least for the time being. Be patient. Look for opportunities on the extremes of the initial balance, which, again, the initial balance is the first hour of trade. Do we want to go back and look at the opening range in crude? Let's do that. We've got a little bit of time here. Let's see. Okay, so we've broken up to the upside. Oh, no. We got one little hook down below the open range here. If you got in there and got short, I am sorry about that. It did that yesterday in one of the other markets where it took one little tick outside the opening range and then ran the other direction. Boy, if I had $1 for every time that's happened. But so far, holding above the opening range. But again, not thinking that there's great opportunity off this opening range. And boy, it really gave you a head fake to the downside if you were sitting there waiting to get in on that first one tick outside the opening range. That was tough. Okay, so well, that's what it looks like for us on Thursday here. Josh, yes, we did look at the Nasdaq chart. Sorry if you missed it, but we've got, let's make Lacey treats today. So we're going to be a little bit brief in the forecast this morning. Looking forward to seeing everybody there. Bring your trade ideas. Don't be afraid to speak up. If you don't have a microphone, that's okay. You can still vote on the trades that we're going to be thinking about taking. And of course, feedback is always appreciated. We want to know how to make this better for you. And I think it's a blast because it takes the pressure off of me. You guys are making the choice. And Lacey looks hungry, so she's going to need some treats. Let's take our deep breath. Stay humble, grateful, and creative in your trading today. Be good to yourself, be good to others. Stay kind. Continue to pray for peace. I'll see you in just a few minutes. I'm going to open up the Zoom room at 8:20 so we can get down to business. Let's have a good session. And as for the whole day, looking forward to your success. Have a great trading day.